and explain how it is, how you work, what the work dynamics of the programs are like, man. You produce, right? You have to play your guitar, right? Yeah. I only play once in a while. Tell me, what is the dynamic between you guys there? Because you're in the same band as him, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
It's because I say the same band because there were always several bands. Each producer has their own band, isn't that right?
No, well, what sometimes happened is that when one program followed another, sometimes another band was hired to, because, for example, we during a week, for example, of recording the voice, the chair turn, we couldn't record anything because we were busy with the video recording, right? So sometimes when we had to prepare another program, sometimes another band was hired to do that work, right? But like it was basically there could be two bands at the same time, right? But it's always
There were times when there were two overlapping programs, it was common to have two bands.
And it's a hell of a lot of work.
It's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of work, man.
It's the volume of music we recorded per year, right, man?
yes, and many like that. Sometimes because the voice, for example, had you recorded, I don't know, I remember that the year I joined, man, there were like about 120 candidates to get in, maybe 70. So a lot of what you recorded wouldn't even be used, right? Because you had to have a margin, right? Not everyone always got in.
Yeah, you don't know who will make it. So you have to work as if everyone, regardless of who makes it, but that was the whole season, right? For example, in the final years, The Voice was twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday. So the guy would sing, let's say, on Tuesday, already live. He sings on Tuesday. You have to be prepared if he has to sing on Thursday. So you have to record everyone. You don't know who will make it. And if the guy sings on Thursday, all right, there's a little more time until the next Tuesday, but it's still not much time. If you think about having to decide what song the guy will sing, what key it will be in, what vibe, it can't be like that.
That's your role as a producer, right?
My role as a producer. So we had to record well in advance so that whenever the guy sings, he already has at least one or two ready to ensure the production time for another song, right?
Don't you think it's sometimes a bit frustrating to have to discard?
Man, it's too much.
Too much, right? Man, you put in care, the effort, and then discard it, right?
I remember an arrangement by Renatinho Fonseca, right? Keyboardist, pianist. He recorded a string arrangement for something. It was for kids. Man, I remember when I heard it being recorded. Man, when that thing played and the girl didn't make it, it didn't go to the final. I said, man.
But then, man, because of that frustration, you end up seeing, the new arrangements with a different perspective. Like, man, I can't spend so much time here. But at the same time, you have to do a good job because if it goes through as well.
It's good that you asked that because, well, man, look, there's a person who's like an older brother to me, like a musical guru, a guy I love a lot. And I've learned so much from him, man. And that's Torquato.
Dude, I knew you were going to say that. We're forbidden from mentioning Torquato Mariano here.
But you know what? Like, I think he's a genius. But I'll tell you something that impressed me the most. If you say Torquato 3 times, he appears. Yeah. I've already mentioned Doubts. What impacted me the most? Okay, he's an amazing musician. Everyone knows that. But here's the thing. When you're producing a song, when I do it, let's say I'm producing this guy's song here. Okay? I can't do it as if it weren't for me, Because when this guy goes up there to sing, the moment he steps on stage, I don't want to know. It's as if it were me, So the guy has to sing something that represents him properly. It has to be in an arrangement that I feel if it were me in his place, I can't pull, because if he gets there and doesn't look good, I feel terrible, man. It's as if I were there on stage,
But has it ever happened that you felt bad, maybe because you haven't had a good time to put into the music?
Man, I can't, because when that happens, I don't sleep. Really? Yeah, it does not give. I just can't, man. I feel very exposed, you know? So, but there's a price to this thing several times. For example, now in this season of Estrella da Casa. Man, Estrella da Casa was the show I worked the most on in my life. You can't compare it to anything. Not even the first season of The Voice was like that. Really, man? Man. We recorded from July 1st to the 1st of, it was July, right? So, July, August, no, June 1st then. June, right? It was 3 months, right? June 1st, July, August, yeah. It was, because I was counting the entire program. But we prepared 8 singles for each person. So I had 4 participants to work with. So 32 songs, but we could only start recording that from the 1st, I think, of July and deliver by the end of the month. So think about it. 32 songs for you to record, mix, master, and never be able to touch again for the rest of your life. All in 32 days, man. You get it? Man, it's cruel, right?
It's cruel. I think the worst part is doing all the arrangements.
Yes. And then after you deliver that, thinking it's going to calm down because the show is about to start, there are another 500 things in the show, you know? So I worked a lot on this show. But man, there's no chance I would do something there and have doubts, you know? I started doing, for example, in the case of singles, you start surrounding yourself. No, it's okay. This guy here is very electronic. For example, Renatinho Fonseca, who is another brother, a monster. Man, Renatinho is my brother. He's really family. Renatinho is a guardian angel, harmonic guru, musical. He's the guy who most... Wow!
I say you push Renatinho onto the piano, a beautiful chord will come out.
No, you have no doubt, man. I've never seen Renatinho play something like that in my life, man. Anyway, he helped me. For example, there was a guy who had a kind of D2 style. Like it was quite a mix of hip hop, but there was also a samba element. So Renatinho was the guy I said, I need Renatinho's help because Renatinho will help me with the programming, various arrangement things too, because he's someone I trust to do this. Others, not this vibe that I'm going to be then. I'm going to call some guys. Luca, who ended up winning the season, was a country singer. I'm going to call a drummer who I think has the style. I'm going to call some specific musicians of this style, the accordion guy, you know?
But isn't it with your band?
In the case of Estrella, it was different. For Estrella, I called Morel because Morel was permanent. But some, in the case of Estrella, were freelancers. It was a fee. So I surround myself with people who strategically fit that style, you know?
Which also creates stress because you need to deal with band management too, right, man? This direction.
Think about the stress.
Think about the stress. Do we have stress setting up a podcast here? Man, I won't be able to make it. So what now?
No, it's tough.
So sometimes it can happen. You call the guy, this guy's the guy, but something came up, I won't be able to make it. So it's like you said. Sometimes the least you do is play guitar, right? In this, man, no. I play a little. No, if I were to play, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Because there's a lot that's different. Like, I need to choose the music with the person. And choose together. It's not that I have to impose anything. No one has to do anything they don't want to. But I also have to believe that it's going to turn out great, you know?
You have to keep guy grounded.
So you have to get to know the person. How do you get to know the person? Man, the time I spent in virtual meetings, right? To get to know the person, you know.
And do you find that part exhausting or boring?
No, I think it can be cool, Sam, man.
Are you enjoying these interpersonal relationships? I enjoy it.
No, man. What I like is this. It's that once. Because we're talking, for example, now I'm talking, once we already know that guy is going to be there and all. But the process is much more exhausting because you have to do this with millions of people who won't join the program. You understand? You do this with many more people than those who end up joining.
Is Prata da Casa called Prata da Casa, as from Globo?
No. Star of the house. Star of the house.
It's from Globo.
Program is from Globo. No.
I mean, the people who sing.
No, those people are... No. Quite the opposite. No one can have any kind of blemish, you understand? So the audition expands.
Why are they in the house named?
Then you have to ask the guys...
I thought being in the house, if people singing there must be from Globo, and you are... No.
No. It's a logical association that you made, but I think they thought about it when they came up with that name.
I thought it was the house, but it's being in the house.
No, I think the logic there was the following. We are going to discover a new group through our program. You understand? I think that was their logic, but this all makes sense too.